Welcome back. Governor Oparanya is just 5 minutes away from news sources. Let's start right here. Now, straight from losing the much talked about African Union chairperson seat for his cabinet secretary, Amina Mohamed, President Uhuru Kenyatta was in Mombasa yesterday, where he told those who have acquired new land title deeds that they are genuine. Now, the 3 million land title issued by the Kenyatta administration has been a subject of much debate, not only out there, but here on news sources. So, Dennis, there's two conflicting points here as we provide context for this. The courts said titles from 2013, issued from 2013, need a process to make them legal. It was interpreted that those titles are fake. So are they fake, or they need to be, authenticated? Well, where are we?
I think there has been some form of miscommunication from the National Land Commission, because the National Land Commission has been pronouncing itself on this matter, and it has been sending mixed signals. But again, there was a newspaper ad that was put out there by the Ministry of Lands saying that these title deeds are genuine as they were, and the court ruling does not.
So there's no problem
in any
then,
way.
really? There's no problem.
This, yes.
I think, I don't know where the ring started beating the National Land Commission and the government, because I think since the time of Charity Ngilu, the NLC has been more adversarial than complementary to government effort to correct the injustices that we have in land. And I think, yes, the NLC could have some complaints against the Ministry of Lands, but I think dismissing the titles as fake, I think was taking the problem
extreme.
too far.
It was a bit extreme. Rosalie?
I don't think that, I think the Land Commission has been having issues. I think the chairman was just not good for that job, because he has been there for a while. We've been having these issues, and remember, land is very immortal in Kenya. People have fought, have shed blood because of land, and that is why we had the commission to assist the ministry in correcting this. What we have always gotten are just lamentations and complaints from this chairman. Where was he when the ministry was issuing these title deeds?
Okay, Oruko.
That's a cynical question. Because we know what has happened, and let people not pretend. The war between the ministry and NLC was very clear. It went all the way up to the Supreme Court. A legal opinion was issued, I think. We know very clearly the debate has been around who's supposed to sign a title deed and who is not supposed. So on the question of genuineness, the court cannot be wrong. Yeah, there's a court finding that although they were given, they did not follow a procedure. And my friend, you know my friend, that title deeds are issued through a process. And the court says that process was not followed. So that renders them fake. To that extent, where the court says they're fake, they are fake. You
must know that the issuance of titles is one of the hallmark achievements of the Jubilee administration.
Where?
And anybody trying to dismiss or to dismiss that issue,
it's very political.
It's very political, and it's emotive. It's something that can cause violence in this country.
Interesting times.
No.
Interesting times.
That's fair.
The debate is still out there, but we must end it here for now. The newly formed opposition movement, the National Superlands, NASA, is set to hold its first major rally in Bomet this weekend. The host, the Chama cha Mashinani man Isaac Ruto, is set to join the outfit. Will this be the start of a national wave against Jubilee?
As our citizens will recall, following the general elections in 2002, Kenyans were pronounced, indeed adjudged, as the most optimistic people in the world at the time. On every account today, Kenyans see more doom and gloom every day than success and prosperity. Strikes, public theft, exclusion, insecurity, rising cost of living, unemployment, an endless war in Somalia, and bad governance are now the order of the day in our lives.
Mururi, when I was reading this, you were murmuring. I need to ask you, will this rally in Bomet and many others coming up be the wave ya yote yawezekana bila Jubilee, as it were in 2002?
I would like to say that the opposition has chosen a a good venue for the rally. But I don't expect much, because what I'll be waiting for is for Isaac Ruto to declare that he will be supporting the NASA presidential candidate, whoever it will be, and then we shall have to wait and see whether that declaration will mean anything as far as shifting the allegiance of the Rift Valley to NASA.
Roslyn, in 30 seconds or less, good politics for Isaac Ruto or bad politics for Deputy President, who has been holding this vote basket to himself for the last 4 years?
I don't think by NASA going to Rift Valley, it will divide, or it will give the Rift Valley a direction on who they will elect as the president. I think unless NASA comes up with a presidential, the flag bearer, I think there it will be very clear for us to see that this is the person they've chosen, and for that we will see if the other people will rally behind NASA or they will remain with the deputy president.
Oruko?
Personally, I think whichever way, Jubilee, Isaac Ruto is potentially dangerous. We are struggling with the 50+1, winning at round 1. In the event that Ruto rocks the boat and walks away with even 2% of the vote, that is the bedrock of Jubilee. It is a problem. It gives a setback towards getting that 50+1% vote. So it's not so much about who he will support, but him fighting from within rocks the boat and walks away with the 51% of the vote. That makes Jubilee to have 49.5%, which could be very dangerous. That's how I see it.
Okay, and that's a very nice segue to link up to Governor Oparanya, who's with us, coming all the way from Kakamega County. And the question of NASA, it's a very important question, Governor, if you're with us and listening to us. But we're also talking about voter registration, which, as the numbers being given by IEBC, Western Kenya is not doing very well. You're a deputy party leader. Just talk to us a bit on exactly why the numbers in Western Kenya are pretty low, and where is NASA going to get all these numbers that the opposition is talking about?
I think as a county, we have not been doing very well on voter registration. But however, we have set up strategies to see that the few remaining days we mobilize more people to register. Unfortunately, these figures, we get them from IBC of those people whom they claim that have IDs and have not registered as voters. We have tried to use village elders. We have also tried to use the administration, both at the county government and at the national level. But we have since just seen a few voters, few people coming in to register as voters.
Governor, you're making this admission, and I want to make a follow-up question as you make your point. So your admission that the lower numbers in Western Kenya, and they keep coming up, if this ends like this, then NASA has no claim whatsoever that they can win an election because the numbers are pretty low.
But who tells you that we cannot get also votes from Rift Valley and Central?
Important, and it's interesting. So why?
Not,
Governor, that's very interesting. So
this is not an exclusive area for NASA. You know, NASA is a movement and can get votes from any corner of this country.
So why then, help me understand, why are the people of Western Kenya, or according to your admission tonight and the numbers we have, why are they not enthusiastic about these NASA
You
things?
see, what I have found out, most of our people have had problems getting IDs. IDs is the major problem. These other figures that we are getting from IBC to say that these are the people who have IDs but have not registered as voters, it has been very difficult to confirm that these figures are correct. However, as one of the stakeholders, I've decided that from tomorrow, I will move in the entire county trying to encourage people to register as voters and maybe see if that number can improve.
Governor, there has been this talk for many years that Western region has never voted as a bloc, and the latest addition to this NASA movement is, of course, Musalia Mudavadi, who started all this thing. But it appears the entire Western province is now collapsed in this NASA umbrella. Are you in a good place at the moment as the Western region or the Lembe Nation?
You know, we have been talking about this Luya unity. And I think this time round, we have achieved this. And I'm very sure that the coming elections, all people from this Luya community or from Western Kenya, they will vote for us a bloc. And you can see majority of them now are in NASA. And I think that's where our future is.
Governor Roslyn here. The president gave a directive just the other day that IDs are supposed to take 3 days for people to get IDs. And you've just talked about this issue being in Western, whereby majority of the people do not have IDs. Maybe you, as the point man in Western Province, do you have a strategy, maybe a team that you put in place to ensure that your people get the IDs to be able to beat the 14-day deadline?
We welcomed the presidential announcement that we get IDs after 3 days. But actually, let me tell you, this is not happening here. You know, the problem we have here is mainly the women. Married women are forced to go to where they were born, to get letters, to get certification from their parents. Some of them, the parents are not there. Some of them cannot afford the fare to go to their homes and come back. This has created a problem, and I don't know if this is the law. If the law, then this law should have been amended so that these people can get the IDs just through certification of the administration. This has been a big challenge. We have a program here which is called Oparanya Care, which involves women. We have just discovered out of the 33,000 women who are on this program, about 10,000 of them don't have IDs. And the complication is what I'm telling you. So if the president is saying that we should get IDs after 3 days, we should also look at the law and have the law amended so that these women, wherever they are married, they are able to get certification from the administration so that they get IDs.
Governor, while at it, in other parts of this country at the moment, chiefs and assistant chiefs are making personal calls to villagers or residents who live in the city or in towns to come back home and register as voters. Is this happening in your area where assistant chiefs, government officials are calling individuals from their respective workplaces to go and register? Are you aware of this? Is this happening in Kakamega, Bungoma, or elsewhere in Western Kenya? I
am not aware of that. I'm not aware of that, and I can tell you that I have not heard of that. And I have even not heard where the administration are involved in this exercise. I think our administration here, I don't know, is a directive from wherever. They are not very active on this registration. Even my colleagues who are members of parliament from the other side, I've never seen them move around encouraging people to register as voters or get IDs maybe. I don't know if this is a jubilee strategy to make sure that our people don't get IDs.
Okay, Governor,
and do not register as voters.
Governor, just before Oruko comes in and brings...
that's why I've told you that I will now I've taken a personal initiative to start the exercise tomorrow.
Okay, Governor, that is well, I'll talk about a bit about, your candidature and your time in office. Very quickly, in a scale of 1 to 10, where do you place yourself in the last 5 years or 4 years as the governor of Kakamega?
I think the last 4 years as a governor, from the feedback I get from the people, I think we have done very well, despite the many challenges that we have had. More so the flow of funds, the infamous problems, and of course the Senate not supporting us in the counties. We have done very well, and I'm very optimistic that the Kakamega people will re-elect me as a governor.
And I must tell you, well at it, your likely challenger possibly in the next election, Senator Boni Halwale, you know this, has said that you've done absolutely nothing. He's not seen any development in Kakamega. So how do you reconcile the two things, the politics, high voltage politics, and what you claim that you've done?
Can you come again? I can't hear you properly.
Your likely challenger, Senator Boni Halwale, in the next election, says you've not done anything in Kakamega. Yeah. So how do you reconcile that, which is the politics that is going to come, with what you say you've done? So what exactly have you done that is able to challenge the assertions that you've not done anything?
I have done a lot. I don't know you from an outsider. If you may feel that I have not done a lot, but I'm also not worried of Halwale as my challenger. I've been in politics enough, and I've had several challengers, and Halwale is just one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, Governor, how are you? My name is Ibrahim.
Fine.
Now, just like the president, you have your own administration from the county all the way to the village. You have ward representatives, sub-county administrators, and all that. Why are you not using these officers to go looking for an ID lying idle anywhere? Deliver them to the people so that they register. The way it's being done, as my friend had asked you, that chiefs are delivering these things to other people. Can your officers also help the people of Kakamega to get these documents to the relevant people to register as voters?
Yeah, let me tell you that, one, we didn't have a budget for that. However, as we sat as a cabinet and decided that we have some supplementary which has to be approved by the county assembly, so that we involve our own administrators. But we are also very thin on the ground in that we have administrators up to the ward level. But we are planning to recruit others who will go up to the village level. But the ones we have up to the ward level are involved in this exercise. And that's why, as a county compared with the neighboring counties, we actually done our best. But best compared with the others who have not done very well. But nationally, I can admit that we have not done very well. And that's why I've told you that from tomorrow I will move out there and encourage our people to register as voters.
All right, Governor, I have to leave you, but 30 seconds. Are you going to come back?
You want me to come back?
I'm not a voter in Kakamega, but would you want to come back?
Or to come back as a governor, obviously.
Yes.
Obviously,
right.
I must finish my term. I must finish my term, my 10 years.
All right, Governor
So
Oparanya.
I'm very optimistic that I will come back.
Thank you very much for talking to us on News Sources. I appreciate your ideas and the thoughts. Dennis Onsarigo, co-host, Billy, Roslyn, Oruko. Thank you all. That does it for us here on News Sources. We'll give you the poll results on Twitter. Up next, Sophia Nunha with KTN Prime.